What up, you guys? Welcome back to Pro Publications YouTube channel. It's me, Rich. Daily uploads to open up my own shop. And today I read these free comic books from Mad Cave Studios. And I definitely want to get in on it because the Phantom is a character I like a lot. And I definitely dug what they did. But let's start off with the Speed Racer. So to begin with, the Speed Racer was definitely not my cup of tea. It's definitely one of those comics that really tries to, I guess, lay out the whole universe, like all the storylines, the B lines that potentially they're gonna follow, right? Like the other thing that this comic does, it does give you Racer X. I don't like that they show you who Racer X is at the end of it all, but or that they show you his face. Because I remember in the original show, it was like hard to realize who he was or whatever. But there's a lot of things that I don't like about this. I don't like the way the art flows on this. I think that the art doesn't lend itself well to what I envision when I think of Speed Racer art. Like it doesn't, there's something about the motion that's in it. It doesn't translate very well. It seems very static and very still. It doesn't flow, it doesn't move. And the whole point of the story is kind of like this idea of like this one detective bringing in this this new detective and just kind of explaining to him what the city is like and what the day-to-day job is going to be. And just wasn't that interested. Now the Phantom, on the other hand, this is a character I like. I remember when I was young and I saw the Billy Zane the Phantom movie, and it definitely wasn't the best movie that I saw, but I remember hearing that it was based on a comic book, and you know, whatever, eventually I was able to get the comic strips, which is what it was like a comic strip, and the character always kind of really stuck with me, of like this big potential that there existed. And especially as I got more into anthropology, I kind of liked the Phantom a little bit more. It just felt like there was so much more ground and storylines and information that they could cover. And it's never been done the way that I would like to do it, especially as I got older and I started to realize how the character had a lot of problematic stances, right? Definitely he's a figure of like colonialism and imperialism, also, you know, a figure of like white saviorism and things like that. But there's ways that I think it could be subverted, and I am sad to say that Mad Cave Studios missed all of that and did not take any of those opportunities to subvert that. But nonetheless, they did come up with some very, this story here captures everything that I liked about the Phantom in a good way, while taking out the things that I did not like about the Phantom series. So like they did a really good job with this first issue. The storyline is just perfect. It definitely is in line with like a lot of the old nostalgia of those comic strips. The art works for this because it's kind of like this it's really well framed. Like the narrative in the beginning, the idea that like it already gives you to understand that there's thousands of stories of the Phantom because there's books of his predecessors, and this is one of his entries into like something he did that was pretty cool. And ultimately, like, it's such a really well done story, especially if you're an animal lover. Like I love the part where he's like, if they didn't do anything wrong to you, tiger, then like you know what I mean, like I can't let you eat them. But if they wronged you, then have a feast, homie, you know? And I definitely dug that. And even this idea of like him being given a choice, like no one's saying that you're an evil person for what you've done, because Phantom like explains like, I understand you need money and you need all these other things, but that doesn't mean you could just become evil. You know, and there's obviously a lot of parallels to that, for me at least, in the moment of like, I get it, people need money, but just because you need money doesn't mean you can become an evil person. But yeah, man, and like I said, and the art works for it. Like it's really cool. I dug it. But I still plan to subvert it one day, because the Phantom is one of those characters that is in the public domain and anyone can use this character. And like I said, I like this character. I am a fan of this character, but just not quite ready with everything that I already have working. And you know, with everything that I'm already working on and finishing up, like the working class comics that I'm finishing, just don't have the time to do a phantom, you know, subversive phantom comic. But alright, guys, that's all I got for you guys today, man. As always, thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, and I do this daily, so guess what? I'll be back tomorrow. Lates.